Welcome to the IT advisory video for the operating systems. Now, the operating systems specifically for the help desk and the IT support, desktop support, entry-level IT, this is what I am basically going to talk about in this video. Now, every time when someone tells you that you're a system administrator, or someone tell me that you're a system administrator, hey, meet this person, automatically I know that this person knows a lot about servers and things like that. If someone says that, oh, meet this person, he's a network engineer, then I know that this person will know a lot about Cisco routers, switches, and things like that. When someone talk about help desk and IT support and desktop support, they will automatically think that you know a lot about operating systems, like the desktop side of operating system where staff members are using that. It could be Linux, it could be Windows. In this course we're talking about Microsoft and many other ones. So why do you need to know about operating systems, specifically landing a job and actually performing your work on a daily basis? Right now, again, we're going to go to a real world example. IT help desk technician, there's a job right now, and you can see right here, ability to support personal computers running Microsoft Windows 7 and Windows 10. So remember, we're not talking too much about 8 over here, because in the business world, the 7 actually was really famous. The XP, a lot of people started with XP, and it was kind of like the best operating systems out there. And then it became Windows 7 was another one that really kind of like made it way, and a lot of people changed from XP to Windows 7. And then not many people are turning to 8, even though there are some organizations that went to 8. But then many people went to Windows 10 now, and Windows 10 is kind of like taking over. You will see a lot of organizations already moved to Windows 10, but you will see so many organizations still using Windows 7. So you can see right here, all of these you can by looking at just searching about this right here, many of these right now, Microsoft Windows 7 and Windows 10 right here, another one, Microsoft Windows 7, Windows 10. I really don't see too much about 8 in there, but again, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 10, 10, 10, 10, and you will see a lot of 10s in there. So now here I saw 8 over here, so that kind of just tell you that out of 4 there was 8. So again, don't worry about it, because you still have ability to learn about that also. Now, how would you learn about? Now, of course, you can watch these 2 videos. Now, they're not going to be like fully done on operating systems. You still need to learn a little bit more than just these 2 videos, and how you're going to do that. As a premium membership, you got some really cool labs in this, so I'm going to suggest you to go to the Microsoft side, which is, you have CompTIA right here, but I don't want you to go to CompTIA for this specific section. Make sure you're in Microsoft, and you'll go all the way down, and here you will see some really cool labs about Windows operating systems. Like, for example, we have one right here starting with Windows 7 right there. So you have Windows 7 configuring, Windows 7 Enterprise Desktop Support Technician, Windows 7 Enterprise Desktop Administrator, and here's again 8.1 supporting configuring Windows devices, installing and configuring Windows 10. Now, I know these are too many labs right now, so in your case, you're not going to be spending your whole time on just every single lab. You want to make sure that you pick up something that is going to be important. So just let's get to it a little quickly and see, if you ask me what should I really take in these labs and which one shouldn't focus on. So if you click on the Windows 7 right here, you definitely want to learn about installing Windows. I mean, this is something, this could be a basic question someone can ask you, or someone can test you on. They might give you a CD, they might give you ISO, they might tell you to install it in a virtual environment, and they can test you. So you should really do these 2 labs about installing Windows. When deploying Windows is a big one for IT technicians. Remember, in the before this section there was another section, Windows deployment, and there's a lot of labs that I have shared, and this is probably one of it. Migrating user profile. This is something that you could actually get a job by just doing this. You may go for a company and that is going to be their job. This could be a technical company working for like a government or something like that. They might go in and do like a 400 migrations in a few days. And this is where you need to learn about migrating user profiles using different tools, and this is where you can learn that. Now, configuring device and application compatibility, I would say skip this one, skip the XP mode. Also configuring network connectivity, yes, try to learn about that, because you may be working a lot with some companies. You may be doing some manual work in network connections when you set it up for the first time, so you should know where the network connectivity adapters and all these things are in Windows 7. Mobile computing, forget about this one for now. Monitoring and maintaining Windows, forget about this one too. Configure backup and recovery, you may do this because there are other tools also. You should try this one too, but like I said, don't get stuck in the other ones that I didn't mention. So if you want to do it, definitely you can do it, but if you don't have time, then do the one that I suggested. So if you come to the second one right here, which is the Windows 7 desktop technician one, I would suggest you do all of it, because these are all troubleshootings one. Identify, resolve new software installation issues. You're going to come across issues like Microsoft Office is not working correctly, Outlook is not working correctly, and you may have to repair it. And identify cause and resolve software failure, you should do that. All of these are troubleshooting ones, so I definitely recommend you do this. Now you can skip this one, Windows 7 Enterprise one. It's really built for the enterprise type of environment. Design client configurations, this is a little bit more advanced. You may want to do this one, plan and manage software updates, but that's basic. Like you can go to the Windows updates and run updates, and once it's completed, restart it. That's kind of like basic. So you can't skip this one. I don't think it's that important. Now I would skip these two, Windows 8.1 and 8.1 configuring and supporting. Like I said, if you have time, you can do this one, but definitely do this one, configuring Windows devices. As you can see, again, there's a migrate and configure user data. Now this is, remember, it's going a little bit new now. It's Windows 10. The other one was Windows 7. So you should really work on this one also, because this is kind of like a new operating system. As you can see right now, Practice Lab will provide you with necessary skill platform to gain on skills Windows 10, and this is the Windows 10 certification right here. Really cool stuff in here. Of course, some of the things you may want to just skip, or like BitLocker, you don't need that for now. The supporting application compatibility using ACT, maybe you might want to do this, because Windows 7 to Windows 10 you may come across some application that might not be working, so you need to learn this a little bit more. Some organization use this, a lot of organization don't use this, so it's really your choice, but definitely do this one. Microsoft Files in OneDrive, managing file in OneDrive, because so many people are on Office 365 and they have Windows 10 and they're using combination, they have the OneDrive already, so you definitely will get a calls from this. Configuring Hyper-V, you really don't need to do this in Windows 10 environment, because this is something that you do that on a server end. Managing remote access connections, you may do this depending on like your company, because sometimes most of the companies are using Cisco AnyConnect type of environment for remote connections. And then you can skip this one, configuring IPsec. Managing network connectivity in Windows 10 is another important one. Signing up for Microsoft Office 365, remember I mentioned that, and here it is. You can just do the trial and then install the Microsoft Office on this one. Of course, I'm not going to go to each and every section in this video, but this is your choices right here. Whatever you think is kind of like important, do these labs. And then the other one is the installing and configuring Windows 10. Here you will understand the virtual hard disk, understand the Windows ICD and licensing, and then you will be able to implement Windows 10 and also manage it. You will be able to do a lot of things that Windows 10 came out with, and there's a lot of new things in Windows 10. So you should definitely work on these labs, because like I said at the end, this is going to be your area. This is where you are going to see a call in your ticketing system, and someone may say something about the desktop, and your system administrator, your network king guys, your manager, they're not going to do anything with this. They will be expecting you to take this call, and you're going to be resolving this. So as soon as you get this call, you will assign it to yourself or somebody else in your team, and this is your area basically. So yes, I think you cannot get away from this, so definitely do these labs. This is the advisory video for operating systems. Remember, advisory videos are just to tell you that where you can go and practice hands-on and some other information. Thank you.